What's up guys, how you all doing? Hey, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out how to install a smart wall switch that will run on our Wi-Fi network and be able to hook up with Home Assistant. This is one that was donated from our friends over at Zemismart. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, stay tuned because it's coming up right here, right now on misperry. Okay guys, so like the intro to the video says, we're going to be taking one of these smart wall switches, which looks like it works on 2.4 gigahertz networks, wireless 802.11bg and N type networks. So basically any wireless router or anything that you have that's Wi-Fi enabled, Wi-Fi network basically. So it should hook up to our Home Assistant just fine. Again, this was sent to me by our friends over at Zemismart, so they are sponsoring this video today. So in any case, first things first we have to do. We have to get this guy out of the wall. What we're going to do is we're going to change my overhead lights here. Woo. I don't know if you can see the light changing, but we're going to be changing this wall switch out and putting in our smart switch. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the smart switch, shall we? Okay guys, so here on the bench we got the old smart switch here. Here's the back of the box. If you guys want to see it, I'll zoom in a little bit. Basically, it has a little deal where you can download their app. Your normal specifications here tells you what kind of load that this thing can take. It says AC 100 to 250 volts, 50-60 hertz systems. Basically 600 watt absolute max. It says ganging, so I'm guessing you can gang most of these, a bunch of these together. It says that LEDs 150 watt max. That it'll gang up together. Oh, okay, so incandescent 600 watts, LED 150 watt. It's kind of interesting. That's LED 150 watt max versus incandescent 600. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Anyway, I didn't write the spec. 2.4 gigahertz, 802.11bg and N networks, so we should be good. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. So let's go ahead and slide this off of here. What do we got inside the old box? So nice looking little toggle switches. I don't know if you can hear that. Nice little toggle switches. See what else we got in the box. All right. So looks like we got some instructions. We don't need no instructions. Oh, we got some switches. Got some screws. And it looks like we've got the actual device. Looks like this is probably like a bezel. Should come off. Should is the key word. Okay. So it does come off. Okay, so this is how we hook it up. These two will go in. So let's take a look closer at it. Okay, so after a closer look here, it looks like we've got our ground and neutral. Now that's a thing with these smart switches. They basically need a neutral because what they're doing is inside these things, they probably have like a small full bridge rectifier that's inside of it that rectifies the signal out so they can get some DC power to operate the controls so they can do the wireless and all the other stuff. So it does need a neutral, and I'll explain to you what that means basically for the mains voltage that you're going to be connecting to this. So ground, neutral, and then it looks like probably because since you have these three different buttons, it'll have three different loads. So you have the line side, so that's your constant hot, and then these are your three different switch legs that you're going to be switching up, so it can switch independently 3 different pieces. Now the question I have is, I wonder when it says that it's 600 watt max, is that 600 watt per channel? Or is that 600 watts like total, the whole device? Now, to be safe, since I don't know that, I'm going to consider that as 600 watts total. So that means probably about 200 watts per port. And then if it's, 150 watts max, then that would probably be about 30 watts max per port is the way I'm going to divide it out just to be safe. I don't think they probably mean that each individual load could be 600 watts incandescent or 150 watts. I doubt that's what they mean, considering the fact that, you know, it's fairly small and I doubt it can take a lot of wham. But in any case, that is the switch. Those are the specs on the back, and let's go ahead over to the wall and get things prepped so we can get it installed. Okay guys, so I'm over here at the switch. So what we're first going to do is take the plate off. We want to turn the switch off. Also, you want to check and make sure that you have the breakers turned off as well, because you don't want to hurt yourself. This is mains voltage, very, very, very dangerous. So this is the disclaimer part of this. If you don't know how to handle mains voltages, please hire a licensed contractor. Now, back in the day, I used to be a journeyman electrician. I hold the license for journeyman and everything else. So I know what I'm doing. I've been trained to do it, and I've been licensed to do it. So if you do not have that kind of license, or you do not have, you do not want to even touch it, I recommend hire a professional, hire somebody that's licensed, that's qualified. Don't get some fly-by-night person or some handyman. Get a licensed professional to work on your electrical, and really that goes for plumbing or pretty much anything. Just get licensed professionals. You'll save. You may spend a little extra money, but you'll save the headache. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this apart here. So we're going to pull the plate screws off first. So there's a couple of them, and then that will expose the inside. Now we're going to take our screwdriver here, Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to see if we can't just zip these right out of here. Okay guys, so I've got this thing pulled out of the wall. Now I've turned the breaker back on because I want to test some stuff. I want to see which side is the constant hot and which side is the switch leg. So to do this, I've got my trusty meter. Meters are your absolute best friend. So since this is mains, we're AC, so we're going to set it on AC volts. I'm going to, on the side of this, I don't know if you can see this real well. See if I can zoom in. Well guys, that's all the farther I can zoom, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to test from the ears, which the ears are grounded, so I should be able to get a good connection. So if I touch the ears and then I touch one side, and I have the switch in the off position here, so being very careful, touch the ground and I touch one side and I don't get any voltage. I touch the other side and I get 120 volts, which is what we use here in the United States for voltage. Of course, my meter would stay on. Come on. The 120 volts is this side. So what that's telling me is that is the constant hot right here. So this piece is the constant hot. So that's going to go to the side that says line. And then I'm looking for, inside of this, you look for the white wires. Now, sometimes that's why you need the meter. You need to test and make sure of which wires are which, because sometimes, dare I say electricians, but other people can mess up and they will put the white, and they'll use the white and the black as the constant hot and the switch leg going to the light, and that's really not right. You should use two colors going to a light fixture. One will be the switch leg, the other one will be the constant hot. But some electricians, or maybe people that aren't electricians, people that aren't licensed, will get messed up and they won't do that, and so it can become confusing. If you're confused, again, get a licensed professional, have them help you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these free very gently. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, do not do it. So I'm going to cut. Okay guys, so to finish this up, I got a piece of 14 gauge wire, which is the same gauge as the wire that I'm working with here. Make sure that you use the same wire size. If you don't know what the wire size is, it should be written on the wire. If it is not, again, consult a professional, let me tell you. And we'll tighten that down. All right, that's nice and tight. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we will add it to the bundle that's already here. See this bundle that's already here? We'll just go ahead and add it in. And then we'll put the wire nut back on. And as we add it in, when we turn the breaker back on, we should turn on our switch. All right, make sure this is nice and tight. You don't want any slip joints. You don't want anything to slip apart. And then I always kind of tug on it, make sure it's there. All right, I'm gonna go turn the breaker back on and we'll check things out, make sure it works before we close it all up. Okay, so I got it all powered back up. Looking at the device, I don't really notice anything different on it. So hopefully it's powered up. We may see if we can log into it. We may have to download the app initially to, let's say, set it all up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to leave it out, and then we'll play with the app. So we may go back to the bench and play with the app and make sure we get it, because if I need to disconnect it for some reason or unpower it and repower it to reset it or something, I want to be able to do that easily. So I'm going to leave it out of the wall right now. We'll button it all up after we get done configuring it. Okay guys, so I had to put it into pairing mode. Now it was actually pretty simple. It tells you here, you press the center button, you hold it for 3 seconds, and it starts, these 3 lights on the side will start blinking. Then you press and hold it for another 7 seconds, they blink rapidly, and then they start slowly blinking. Once they start slowly blinking, you take your finger off the button, and then it shows up in your phones. As you can see, Smart Life. So there's Smart Life, so I'm going to connect to it. So we're connected to it now. So now let's see if it has like a... Let's see if, I'm sorry it's dark, but it's because the lights are off because we're configuring this thing. So let's see what we have to do now. Okay guys, so I finally got the app downloaded. I had to register, which, okay, whatever. So now I'm to the home screen of it. I'm going to hit add device. Let's see what happens here. Well, add device, come on now. Okay, here we go. So now we want to look for a wall switch. So let's see, wall switch, switch. I'm thinking that's switch Wi-Fi. So reset the device first, sure, that's the indicator, blah, blah, blah. Only 2.4G Wi-Fi networks are supported. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to type in my network information, so hang on. Okay, so I think I figured it out here, or at least got a little further. So you go to switch to Wi-Fi, then up here in the corner, you have an other mode, and we want AP mode because we're like connected to it. So we've confirmed that we've reset it, now it'll go away. Okay, so their app is still going into the other mode. It's not letting me go into AP mode. Okay, this is starting to anger me. This is starting to, see, if you do the normal. Okay, so I have connected to the Smart Life. All right, so now let's go back and let's choose it. Yes, I know it has no internet access. Other modes, AP mode. Okay, found out you had to connect to the Wi-Fi anyway. So now it's going back and telling me to now connect to the device. So now, back here. So now, oh, my light just went off. What happened? Now the mobile phone is not connected to Wi-Fi. What the? What in the world? I am so confused. Well, it looks like that time to, oh, blam. Okay, so it looks like the device got connected. Okay, so I'm going to hit done. Now let's back up a little bit. Zoop. All right. Oh. Wow. Okay, so that worked. I don't know if you can see the light going on and off here. Yeah. So the light is working. Okay. Now, the thing is, we're going to have to reconfigure this bad boy for getting it to work with Home Assistant. So, it may not work exactly, but we may do some reconfig. So let's go ahead and close it up on the wall. Okay guys, so it looks like it was all connected and working properly. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up now. So I'm going to go ahead and push that back into there. And we're just going to kind of stuff all that back in there. Try to line that up in here. See if we can't get this bad boy tightened down where it looks like something. Then, I don't know if there's any special way this goes on. And there you have it. There's our nice, neat switch. Okay guys, well after doing some research and some work, it looks like this is only available to work with a cloud service that they're using. That's why I was wondering when I go into the device information that the IP address is like 172 something or other, which I don't think is exactly right. It shouldn't be that because that's not my network. Come to find out, it actually does a cloud thing. Now, not to fear, what we'll do is I'll end this video because this shows you the initial setup, how to get it to work if you want to use the cloud setup. However, I'm going to be showing another video of how to hack this device and put like Tasmoda firmware on it where we can now hook it up to our own
personal network and do whatever we want with this device. So that will be in the next video. But guys, thank you so much for watching for this video, just in the initial setup, and stay tuned for that hack video, because that will be coming up here in the next few weeks or days or something. I don't know. I haven't figured out when I will do that, because I'll have to work that into the schedule. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, so that way you don't miss out on any of the content, especially the next video in this guy on how to hack this thing. Definitely don't miss that. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Make sure you choose all notifications, because otherwise it may or may not notify you when stuff comes up. Check me out on Twitter and Instructables and all the different social medias, Facebook, all that stuff. And guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.